In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to be able to track your shared pitch deck using Orange Docs. First thing you want to do is go to orangedocs.com and hit Get Started. Next, you want to sign in with your Google Drive account. This is going to sync Orange Docs with your Google Drive, allowing you to pull your pitch deck right from your Google Drive account without having to upload it, including any changes you might make later. Next thing you want to do is get the Shared File app and select Share File. Two different options here. You can either secure and track your pitch deck or just track it. If you're really worried about sharing a very confidential pitch deck and you only want the intended investors to view it, then I would definitely look at our other video about how you can secure and track a pitch deck. If you're wanting to go ahead and share your pitch deck and let your investors share it with other people, just hit the track only. We'll go ahead and choose the file. As you see here, you can choose it from anywhere within your Google Drive. We'll select our demo company Morel and choose just the pitch deck. You can also choose a variety of different other files to put in there as well. So you can choose like a company overview or a non-disclosure agreement as well to include in the package to your investors. So you can do more than just one type of file. In this case, we'll just share our deck. As you see, we got a couple different options for security. If you're, again, really interested to securely share your pitch deck, it's best to have a look at our video about securing your pitch deck. A lot of our investors or startups really like to disable downloading, and this ensures that when your pitch deck is shared, that your investors cannot download a copy, but instead they must go back to the same link that you provided them. Lets you track exactly when your investors open the deck. Otherwise, once they download it, you have no idea what happened with that deck. It could be shared with other people or not. You can also go ahead and add a password if need be. The final option is whether or not you want us to send an email on your behalf with the access link to that deck. Or, I think it's a better option, is probably creating and customizing your own email that's personalized to the investor and including an access link to the deck for them. We'll go ahead and choose that manual access link. As you can see, by default, we're added with our own link for ourselves. So again, if you are going to go ahead and use this feature, make sure you copy the link associated with the investor to send to them. And this will help us go ahead and track exactly when the investor opens and views the pitch deck. Let's go ahead and have a look and see what it looks like. So first of all, this pitch deck is a Google slide. It is something we created in Google Slides. And we've dynamically pulled it. So there's no need to upload it. Again, any changes you might make here, so say for instance, you forgot a slide or you want to do some updates, simply just update it on Google Drive, the Google slide here, and it will automatically be updated for all investors you've shared the deck with. As you can see, this pitch deck is branded with the demo company Morel logo and the color scheme. You can go ahead and change those to make it a little more professional looking. And as you can see, here is our pitch deck. Noticing a couple different things here. One, unlike Google Drive, if you were to share this in Google Drive, your investors will see the other people who it was shared with. So say a couple different investors look at the same time, you'll see those sort of users pop up on the right there. Orange Docs, we don't have that. There's no way for investors to know that you shared this with anybody else. We don't disclose any of that information. It's all kept confidential. And finally, as you know, there's no download here. This is purely a way for the investor to view it online, and they'll have to go back to that access link again, giving you the ability to track exactly what they're doing with the document. And right in here, as you can see, every time we stop on a page, what's actually happening is we're recording the time spent on each of these different slides, each of these different pages, letting you know exactly which investor is interested and in what part of the deck they're really interested in. If we go back to Orange Docs, we can go ahead and look specifically at those metrics. So we'll go ahead and see here that we were looking at that pitch deck once, we open it once, and on one different device. So if the investor, say, was opening it on their phone, their laptop, you'll see that, or they might be sharing with somebody else. I'm going to forward that link to other investors, to other people for to be reviewed, and you'll see those number of devices increases. One of the things to note, if you do start seeing that, you probably have an investor who's fairly interested in your deck, and it's probably a good idea to reach out to them. So we can look specifically at our pitch deck to see exactly what happened. So we can see exactly what day they opened it and how many times they previewed it, as well as which pages they looked at and for how long. So we can see here they're maybe interested in page 3 and maybe a little bit in page 8. And that lets you know, is the investor really interested? Did they open it? Did they look at the deck? Did they look at certain slides more than others? It lets you be able to go ahead and curate your deck and maybe polish it a little bit more based upon this sort of passive feedback from your investors, giving you those sort of the upper hand here to understand what exactly they're really interested in or not. And also lets you focus your time on the investors who are interested versus the ones who are not. If we go back to our settings here, one of the things you'll notice is that we do have the ability for an email notification. So that means every time an investor is going to open your deck and review it, you can get email notified about that. And that's a great thing to have. It looks something like this. Unless you go back and look at that activity, and maybe if you see this a few times during the day, maybe it's a good time to reach out to that investor to touch base with them to see if there's any questions and really sort of cultivate a little bit more interest in your startup. Finally, when you're ready, you can go ahead and simply just enter in your investors and confirm that. Then copy this link out and go ahead and manually craft an email and send them this access link. Remember, it has to be this access link. Otherwise, we won't know exactly which investor opened what. Finally, one thing to remember is that, again, we're synced with Google Drive. So any changes you might make to your deck, if you needed to add a slide or something later on, simply change it in your source. So this could be the Google slide, it could be a PowerPoint presentation, it could be whatever it needs to be. And we'll go ahead and automatically be pulled into Orange Docs, and that will be automatically shown to all your investors. So you don't have to worry about resending the deck out again. Simply just let them know it's been updated and they might want to have a look at that. And that is how you can go ahead and track your pitch decks using Orange Docs. Go ahead and sign up for a 14-day free trial. No credit card required.